emotional, Marnie. I don't think I've ever been in a court hearing quite like it, because it was a very, very small courtroom, and you had the victims' family members take up 3 of the rows of the courtroom, and some of them actually had to be physically held back during the hearing. They were sobbing and trying to lunge at the suspects as they were brought in, and other family members had to hold them back. And then they were actually saying things to the suspects during the hearing. They weren't actually shouting, but I mean, you could hear exactly what they were saying. They called Grandma Tiffany Adams, who, of course, is believed to be the orchestrator of these murders. They called her an effing bee. They called the other man a bastard, and a lot of expletives, a sorry ass piece of S word, which was just interesting to hear in a courtroom as the defendants were brought in. Obviously, they're very, very emotional about what happened. I would say about maybe 24 family members inside the courtroom as the hearing went on. But again, the headline here: bond denied. And they will be back in court sometime next month, Marnie.
You talk about an emotionally charged situation. I feel for those families to be in that courtroom, see these people for the first time. Again, just drawing folks' attention to the screen. This is the first time we are seeing these 4 suspects publicly as they walk into court. Brian, how did the judge handle that interaction between the suspects and these family members?
Let me just quickly, Marnie, because court just ended, and this is... I'm sorry. Do you mind if we talk to you real quick, ma'am? You're Veronica's aunt, right?
I'm sorry?
Are you Veronica's aunt?
I am.
That's one of the victims. I'm so sorry. I was just telling Marnie, our anchor, first of all, I'm so sorry for everything you've been through, and just that courtroom was so small. I can't imagine you guys were just so close to them. I mean, what was that like?
You know, to hold my brother back from jumping, there's just too many emotions, so much anger. I don't understand how somebody can hate somebody so much that you want to kill him. My niece did not deserve that, neither did the young lady with her. She was just there to help her. We didn't deserve this. Our family didn't deserve this.
Yeah, and they were just emotionless, the defendants, when they were brought in. I mean,
yeah.
Did you know them before this?
No, we don't know them personally. No.
It's okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, as you can see, Marnie, I mean, again, I've never really experienced anything quite like it, because it was such a small courtroom, and you had family members having to hold back other family members trying to actually go after the suspects, which, in light of everything they're going through and having to be so close to these people accused of such heinous crimes, in a way, you can't really blame them. You can kind of understand just how raw the emotion was.
I think each and every one of us sympathizes with what they're going through and the nightmare that they're living. Brian, what's next now that this hearing has taken place? What's the next step in the court case?
So there will be a hearing on May 15th. That is when they will have a status hearing, and several of the suspects will appear with their new lawyers that they will be hiring. And remember, many of these suspects, Tad and Grandma Tiffany in particular, these are wealthy people from what we can tell. They own a lot of land. They have a lot of influence in this community. They have a lot of business connections. So we would presume they're going to get, high dollar defense attorneys to represent them, because, they clearly have the resources.
I'm wondering, Brian, as in a lot of these hearings, it's early on, right? Bond is set, not guilty pleas are usually entered. Any evidence provided? Is there anything new we learned about the evidence prosecutors had that led to their arrest today?
Not really in particular. What happened is they brought each suspect in one by one. So they kind of went through the same process 4 times and read the charges. There weren't any new details that we didn't already know from the police reports. But the main point was just to read them their charges, to see if they were going to hire a private attorney. And really, again, what I walk away just thinking about is just seeing all those family members. And that was just really quite a moment, just the raw emotion.
Yeah.